All right, so I'm in Genesis 24 right now, and I am just being reminded of how much God cares about us and cares about the specific small details in our life. I look back at how my wife and I met, and looking in hindsight, you can see, wow, that was a God thing. Wow, that was a God thing. Wow, that was a God thing. And I was just reminded of it so much in reading through Genesis 24. So let me give you kind of a quick overview. Abraham's about to die. He's getting old. And so he calls in his servant, his trusted servant. He says, listen, I need you to go back and find a wife for my son Isaac. These are the stipulations. Now I need you to do that. But one thing he says is, he will send his angel ahead of you, and he will see to it that you find a wife there for her. So he's asking him to do this stuff, but he's also saying, hey, God's going to send his angel to make sure you're successful. But he still has to rely on his servant to do this, and he still has to rely on the girl that he's going to ask to be his wife to come back with him. So he knows that God's going to fulfill his end of the bargain, but he knows that people still have free will, right? And so the servant goes there, and he's waiting there, and he's nervous, and he's like, I need to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And he prays, and he says, O Lord, God of my master Abraham, please give me success today and show unfailing love to my master. And then this is his request. I will ask one of the women who come to the well, please give me a drink from your jug. If she says, yes, have a drink, I will water your camels too. Let her be the one you've selected as Isaac's wife. And listen to this. Before he had finished praying, again, God sent his angel ahead to have this whole thing already figured out and planned out. Before he had finished praying, he saw a young woman named Rebecca coming out with her water jug on her shoulder. Now, Rebecca was very beautiful and old enough to be married. And he ran over to her and he said, please give me a drink of your water. And she said, yes, my lord, have a drink, and I'll also water your camels. And tells her, like, hey, I need you to come back and marry Isaac. And then he has to tell her brother, who's willing to give her away. And it just blows my mind, right? Like, when you can look back on your love story and you see where God was and how he showed up, it's just a wow. And I love that this reminded me of how God showed up in my own love story. Have a great one.